Hey guys, my name is The Fox. Right now we're going to be looking at the Teclast X5 Pro. This is using Intel's new Kaby M3-7Y30 CPU. It's only dual core, but it has much better single-threaded performance as opposed to Intel's Atom. And yet, power-wise, it only uses a little bit more. This can scale up to 15 watts, but already you can see we're at 75 degrees Celsius right here. Let me try to focus in on this. There is no active heatsink on this, so it's just passively cooled, so there is no fan cooling off the copper block on this. I could attempt to do a heatsink mod to this, but it really isn't going to get much better. It's still just going to be slowly cooking as opposed to just regularly cooking. Without having a fan to blow air off, you're not going to get appreciable gains in thermal performance. Here we're going to take a look at, you can see right here, every now and again we'll jump up to 2.6 gigahertz and it stays at 2.4 more often than not. These right here, these three right here will give you the total CPU power. I also unlocked the thermal throttling right here so you can see when or if thermal throttling will happen. I have had it happen when I've disabled one core and tried to boost the clock to see how we were doing power-wise. It does kind of throttle itself pretty fast, so it's not really worth it. Having said that, for being well within the range of where the GPD win is, we do get considerably better performance than the GPD win does. There are some momentary pauses every now and again that we will see in a moment. Let's go here and scan this. But for the most part, you can see that frame rate is pretty stable at 60 frames a second. Also, our GPU is barely doing anything, so most of our CPU is pretty fine in terms of running the simulation. The emulation, I should say. Emulation that's running the simulation. Right around here we'll actually see some dips, I think, because it's starting to load some stuff. No, we're pretty good. Okay, so we pressurized. Let's go here. Hey, open. There we go. You can see a little dip that just happened right there. Every now and again you'll see them. There you go. We dip down. I have to actually take a look into what's going on. It's not thermal throttling, as you can see right here, but there is an instance where if I just had one core, if I go into the BIOS and only enable one CPU, I don't have any of these dips. There's something that's happening with regard to going over, like basically using both cores, is my theory. I'm not 100%. The thing is that when I only enable one core, temperature-wise starts to skyrocket, but I don't get these dips that you see here. We're also running DirectX 12, and while this chipset does support Vulkan, Vulkan support from Intel is still in a beta phase, so while it does initialize and I can load Vulkan, it actually crashes when I try to run anything, including the Doom, including Doom. Overall performance is fine though. I could run this in DirectX 11, but it's not really necessary. DirectX 12 works fine. I guess I could show it real quick, right? Let's I'll save this state. We're at 4 minutes. Let me go ahead and stop emulation. I'm going to go into graphics. We'll go to not OpenGL. Let's do DirectX 11. Okay. So yeah, you can see frame rate is actually as consistent as the other. I'll be testing other emulated games as well. I should also, in the next video I do, I'll go ahead and just jump back into the save real quick, and I'll just have one core, and we should see better performance instead of all this weird random dips down to like 14 and then back up to 60. Alright, so rather than just keep on saying that it acts better with one core, you can see right here that there is only one core. The second core is now disabled. Also, you can see that because of that, power is down a little bit. Like, we're only saving like a watt or two by only having one core in at the moment. So let me go ahead and scan that thing real quick, I guess. Where is it? It's around here somewhere. See right there? Yeah. What in the world? You can see that there is that dip, but it's like considerably less than it was previously. So let's go ahead and let's go down here. Before, when you see that dip happen before, it was a considerable chunk of time. And even going into here before, you saw how bad it was. So when you just have one core, okay, there we go, we got a bit of a dip there. But that could have just been loading the area. For all intents and purposes, running with single core comparatively is far better. There are some options in the BIOS that I have to take a look at to see if there's ways that I can get around having that run better. But also you can see that having one core, it actually gets considerably hotter. And this is, I would imagine, that it's constantly using one CPU, so it can't kind of leverage between the two and cycle between the two. I'll have to dig into this a little bit more, and we'll take a look at some other games that it runs on Dolphin. But for the most part, it does run reasonably well. And hopefully, after I take a look at the BIOS, but I mean, I would really like to have an active heatsink. Looks like temp drop. We might actually have thermal throttle every now and again. We should be coming close to thermal throttling at this point. Yeah, so that's Dolphin, the latest development build of Dolphin. This is running Metroid Prime, and this is running Kaby Lake with a passive heatsink.